Alright, so we're in day 2, Rawlins, Wyoming, and we're about ready to go pop back on the highway to take off, and I am so stoked to be home tonight. We've got about 14 and a half hours today. Yesterday we did 16. I am dead tired. I got maybe 5 hours of sleep last night. Poor girls are so drugged up. Icky's so pent up of being in that fucking crate. We are all ready to just be in Wright City with my folks, just watching the sun go down, having a glass of wine, and relaxing. I'm watching the sun come up right now. It's actually pretty epic. But anyway, here we fucking go, making this drive. I just can't wait to be back in the Midwest and start to plan what will undoubtedly be one of the coolest things I've ever done. And that's gonna be what's my driving force today. My real caffeine, my edge is gonna be just fucking knowing that after I'm back, here we fucking go. Anyway, 14 hours. We got this, right, guys? Fuck yeah, we do.
It took me roughly 2 days to get from Bend to St. Louis, gutting out a 30-hour drive with nothing but a trailer carrying Lorraine, bags filled with my very few belongings, and my drugged up and sleepy dogs. I was mentally and physically exhausted. After my wreck, I had less than a week to pack, sell anything I wasn't taking with me, and prepare to make the drive to the Midwest. With my injuries, it was absolutely brutal, and sleep was nearly impossible with my bruised ribs. Needless to say, by the time I got to Missouri, I was ready to be there. But this was just the beginning of my reckoning. Those few weeks I had in Missouri were spent physically recovering from my motorcycle wreck in the Alvord in June, catching up on sleep I was desperately lacking, and most importantly, preparing for what my gut was telling me was going to be an extraordinary launch of my journey. Still, this meant building my entire platform to produce content on the road, finalizing adjustments on my bike, finishing preparations for living on the road indefinitely, and rebuilding my body in 2.5 weeks. This, and trying to heal from a heartbreak, which left me wanting nothing more than to be alone. The timing couldn't have been better. And so I got to work, exercising and rehabbing my body like a maniac, trying to get myself back to where I was prior to my crash. I also got out riding as much as I possibly could, down gravel roads, down farm roads, through twisties of rough road and highway, trying to get my riding body back and also trying to shake off the anxiety which would surface from time to time after crashing. I could feel myself healing in more ways than one, and with time, began to feel like myself again.
Well, as expected, it is hot. It is sweaty. But it's also pretty fucking magical. I think one of the things that I love about this river is that I grew up on it. I grew up out here kind of in a place called St. Albans, and just kind of around that general area. And I'll tell you what, once you fall in love with Ozarks and this river and how cool it is, it's hard for that to leave you. So it's kind of a cool thing. I feel like I've officially come home, but won't be here long. But it's a nice reminder that your heart stays in a place when you've been raised there, I think sometimes, and for me that's absolutely true. Also, pretty sure this new Schubert helmet, probably my favorite thing I own now. Anyway, solid ride day, lots of sweat. We'll be right.
Lorraine needed some TLC as well. A few upgrades, a couple deep cleans, and routine maintenance to be sure everything was running efficiently. And then, very suddenly, my departure was the next day. And so begins the packing escapade, because for about 2.5 months,
I'm gonna be living off Lorraine, and she won't be coming home until probably next spring. So holy shit. Holy shit.
As the morning dawned, I thought I would be nervous. Instead, I was completely calm because, to even my surprise, I was ready. The time had come.
Well, this is it. I am leaving the driveway and I'm starting. Holy shit. Here we go. Here starts the adventure. So, made it to Palisades State Park. It is beautiful here. I've got an epic little camp spot, but 600 miles of riding today, and riding in 90 to 95 degree weather, and no cloud break, just straight sun. So I smell disgusting. I am disgusting. I'm completely drenched in sweat. I'm gonna take some of this gear, the rest of the gear off, especially these boots, and go for a nice walk and cool off, and probably have a couple glasses of wine. Anyway, day one, baby. First night of camping, actually pretty good. I woke up at like 3:30 and was up for a little bit, but I think mainly because we had a full moon last night and it was so bright, so cool. So I think it just kind of woke me up, but otherwise slept really well. Shoulder's still a little tough. I don't think that's gonna go away anytime soon, but thankfully I'm a spoiled rotten brat, and for the next couple weeks that I'm on the road with Alex, we'll stay in hotels a couple nights, so that should be good recovery time. I just gotta keep up with yoga, keep up with stretching, just proof that even though you do recover, I think, from injuries, and in my case a wreck going 65, they stick with you, especially, I realize that I am only 33, but I am not exactly a spring chicken over there. So, anyway, I'm gonna get this jet wheel going, make some coffee, do some yoga, and then pack up camp. It is time to get to ADV Fest in Sturgis. Hell yeah.
It's ironic how sometimes to begin a journey is a journey all by itself. But the greatest lesson I was starting to learn was that there's a reason the rearview mirrors on the motorcycle are smaller than the windshield. There are far better things ahead than any we leave behind. And for me, this was the launch of something remarkable because it's the dream I've been chasing for so long. I have nothing to lose. I have no one to answer to. I have nothing holding me back other than myself. I had burned it all to the ground. Now, it's time to rise from the ashes and fly. Until next time, live wild and ride free.